Hey everyone, I'm Matt Bohr, station manager of WSVC, here for another episode of Bearcat Buzz. Now, after a few different episodes of having a guest host after the leaving of Katie and Kat, me and another different guest host, I am pleased to announce that we have a new host that is here permanently with me, the one, the only, Alex Ryan, joining WSVC's radio team. Alex, welcome to WSVC and to Bearcat Buzz.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So, I've gotten to know you a little bit, though a lot of people don't know you as well as I've gotten to know. So one thing that's very big and a great thing for having you with us is you are part of APB.
Yes, and recently we've been planning out the future events for the semester, so a lot of exciting things coming this way. A lot of exciting things.
What are some of the events that are coming up in the next few weeks?
Well, starting off on Wednesday, we have a New Year, New You bingo. So a lot of bucket list items about things that you want to accomplish this year that is coming up. And then following that, we have an NBA 2K tournament.
Nice.
And then a Name That Tune that you may be helping us with.
Well, the radio team will all be helping. Yep. You're now part of that.
I know.
Yeah.
You'll be helping with that, hopefully. And then following that, the big one I think is going to be exciting is a fitness challenge. I'm personally involved in that one, so it's going to be who's the most fit on campus. We're excited to see that. There's some good prizes.
Not me.
Well. Not you.
Not
you can
me.
Compete. You're more than welcome to compete.
Yeah.
No promises you'll win. But
I mean, you're saying that's going to be. You say that's going to be one of the big ones. Honestly, you and I both know this, and anybody who goes to a lot of these events can they can testify to this. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be the bingo on.
No, obviously the bingo is going to be first one of the year. It's going to be a very big event, but I think fitness challenge is going to be one of those surprisingly busy events. Yeah. Like, there's going to be a lot more kids than we think.
The bingos are always a big thing. Yeah. I remember last year, so this would have been my junior year, the back-to-school bingo, there were so many people. We overloaded the lounge to where some of the athletes, were getting the beds out of the athletic trainer's office, and they were sitting on those while playing on their lap or something.
That's great. There was just no single year. It was like 300-plus people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like another... Like,
the Christmas one was big, too. Yeah. No, so... already sounds like a lot of good things for January.
Yeah, and that's only in January.
Yeah.
And I didn't even mention the karaoke night that's coming up, as well as the snow tubing trip. So, a lot of big things happening.
Define karaoke. Is it...
It's karaoke, so like, in carry, like a little words.
Yeah, I know we've helped out with that in the past, and maybe be able to partner again with that somehow.
That would be a fun event.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just showcase the talent that students have here at SBC.
Now, I know last semester they didn't get out. Will all the students be getting like a big poster with all the events?
Yeah, they should. This is actually what I'm looking at right now. I'm not supposed to show you. But, there is one of those, and hopefully we do put those around campus, because we had like a huge box of them, but never got posted there. Yeah. So hopefully these one will be sent out like widespread.
Good.
Also, there's a free book library now in Cary, which also has a little bookmark. You can grab some free books, but also there's a bookmark with all the events coming up.
Nice.
So check that out.
Yeah. A lot of good things come from APB, and definitely I know you'll keep us up to date with the buzz from campus life.
That's what we do at Bearcat Buzz.
Exactly. We keep the buzz going.
We do.
And definitely in a little bit here, we will have a very special bit of buzz.
What's happening?
Well, so we were going to try and cover this in the last week, but everybody was worried with finals.
Finals gets busy.
It did get busy. Also, we were having some audio troubles with some of the other shows here.
You don't hear that.
No, I don't. Like Catch the Facts, for some reason, the D1 football, theirs halfway through restarted.
Oh.
And I don't know why that was. And then apparently inside the den, they were having some audio echo troubles.
The entire SBC radio team was having some issues.
We were having some issues with our software. So
just end of the year, just some bugs.
Yeah. But we will be transferring over to new software, so
awesome.
That hopefully won't happen. But the big buzz was that there has been a transfer of power on campus. No. Yes.
Where?
The Student Government Association. Our
SGA?
government. SGA.
No.
Yeah. I know.
They changed in December?
Yes, we did.
That's actually very smart to change in December so they can get ready for the spring semester.
Exactly. Now, the one thing is, usually there's an election and everybody hears about it. There weren't anybody contesting for one position. So, since there was only one person, there was a quote-unquote election. No, there wasn't.
Formality.
Yeah. But as a member of the SGA Senate, I am pleased to announce we do have a new executive board. So this is the student government. I mean, it's not just us. We're not just another club. This runs pretty much all of campus for the students. We have now the former president, Jake Devlin, who I have had the pleasure of knowing since he first came into SGA with me, freshman year. He will be here to talk a little bit. And then the new incoming president, our very own lead sportscaster of WSVC, Mr. Colt Easterling has taken over.
It's going to be a very special episode.
Oh, this is absolutely a special episode. But we do have all new executive officers. That we're just having the 2 presidents come in for this. We'll be honored to have them.
Transfer of power.
Exactly, it is. They're passing the torch. So yeah, we'll talk with Jake. We'll talk with Colt a little bit with that. I know they are actually right now meeting to kind of discuss the transfer of power, and Colt will probably be officially taking over the reins, meeting with Father Paul and all that soon. But yeah, so that happened, and they did their official gavel ceremony. I was happy to be there. Had a tear of joy shed for Colt, very proud of him, my lead sportscaster.
I did hear his little speech in preparation. It was very, very
good. Yeah.
It was very
well, yeah, you're friends with him, too, so yeah.
I was his podium whenever he practiced, so that worked out well.
Well, did he have, like... Oh, okay.
I was
going to see, like, were you down on your hands and knees and he was using you as a table?
For him.
Yeah.
But it definitely... I want to say I prepared him myself
for
that speech.
Yeah. So, no, that is definitely going on, but there's a lot of things, because it is a new year, 2025, so it is great to be back. I know I've been waiting for... getting back on campus.
It's going to be a good year, I think.
I think it will be, too.
A lot of busy events with good events.
Yeah. And I've been wanting to get onto this campus since, like, Christmas ended.
Year's... you've been itching to come back.
Yeah, New Year's is fun, but for the most part, I was sitting at home, bored out of my mind, in the freezing cold, because since I'm up north, we have a lot more snow, and you're in the middle of the woods, so there's really not much... No, I mean, hunting season's over. Fishing season doesn't start for a while, so I'm like, okay, I just got a lot of snow.
Yeah. Not much to do with that.
No, and with like everything being 2 hours or further away, I'm just kind of
snowed in.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this year, especially for WSVC, because we are actually celebrating a very special milestone.
What's that?
So even though we came back in December of 2023, is when we returned, and we got everything going this past semester, and worked throughout worked through the spring semester of 2024 to get everything up and running, but started broadcasting this one. WSVC, the original version, was actually founded in 1925.
So that's a full century from now.
Exactly.
That's
so
crazy.
Even though that we were off the airs for a little bit, because the original radio died around 2010, it was brought back 2016, died again in 2019, and then
rough couple of years for the last little bit.
Yeah, it was rocky on and off. But assistant station manager Jacob Bacasa and I brought back in 23. Even though there is like a 10-year hiatus when you combine the amount of time that we were off the air, we are still celebrating 100 years.
That's great, especially with COVID in the past. Like, you got to factor that into everything as well. Like, 100 years is insane to hear.
Yeah. So 100 years at WSVC. So we are actually going to be doing a whole lot more events. Definitely we're going to keep up with all the different shows. We'll be adding some more. I know we have our entire staff meeting on Thursday, so we'll come up with that stuff then. Definitely still doing sports. Going to be adding a few new shows.
I don't know, you mentioned that you may be helping out with APB this semester as well. Like, I know, especially for The Voice and all those upcoming events.
Yeah, we'll do live streaming for The Voice. Definitely do a lot more events. We're probably even going to do like some kind of special open party or something in the lounge awesome. Or something. I got to talk with Deanna about that one. To definitely get that all rolling.
Well, like we've been saying, I think it's going to be a very, very exciting semester
for us here at WSVC and just in general.
Just for St. Vincent as a whole, I think it's going to be very busy around campus. A lot of buzz, if you will.
And that's the nice thing for us. It's going to keep us busy. Definitely also we are going to be seeing a few changes to campus within this year. I know when Katie and Kat were still here, we had the honor of having Father Paul on for one of the first few episodes, and he did announce that Bonnie is staying, even though
I hear it's rumor now.
The review said that bye-bye Bonnie, they had it as their frontline article, and that's just gone. Yeah, no, you are right. Wimmer is closing.
I'm extremely interested to hear about that, because that's all the solo living.
Yeah.
So I want to know where all those kids end up.
Yeah.
There definitely are a large population of kids that like to live on their own.
Right. Now, there is, according to both Father Paul and Dr. Mallory, when I heard this from being in the Senate, is there's enough rooms that are still open over in Bonnie and Jerry.
Oh, okay.
So everybody can go over there. And there will, I think, be the opportunity for a few singles, but for the most part, you're going to have to double up. Yeah. You got to think 6 floors, and there's
that's a lot of
that's a lot of people. Yeah, but they will be closing that building down and gutting it and remodeling.
Are they just remodeling it? Is that what they're doing here?
I think that's what I was told. I could be wrong. They might tear down entirely, but I doubt it.
Okay.
But Wimmer is one of the oldest dormitory buildings, so it needs some TLC.
There's a lot of history.
I live there. I've lived there now.
It's not too bad. It's definitely old, but the sink is very nice to have.
The sink is nice. Otherwise, I feel like I'm in solitary confinement.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. They are small, but that's because the building was originally for the monks.
Yeah.
It was for the seminary. So definitely seeing that change will be interesting. I will sadly be gone by the time it's
completed,
back to normal, but I'll
keep you updated.
Well, I'm going to come back.
You'll come back just to peek it out.
Hopefully I'll be able to stick around for 2 more years with grad school, but we'll see. No, I mean, after living there for 3 years, it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see the love that's coming towards it, but any other buzz that you know of happening around campus?
As of now, I think we're good on January.
Yeah.
I think we got to make sure everyone is
and we don't want this.
We don't want them to be overwhelmed as well.
No,
there's a lot coming up.
Exactly, and we want to save all that for each week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
We also don't want this to be a too long of one with having Colt and Jake.
Just real quick, I would say the main thing is this Wednesday. There's bingo coming up. Make sure to come back for that. A lot of good prizes because it's also the first one of the year.
Nice.
And then also following that is Name That Tune. No, 2K tournament.
Yeah.
So that's on Friday.
Yeah.
So those are big things coming up this week, so make sure to keep an eye out for those.
Definitely. And now that week 1 has started, starting next week, we'll definitely keep up with seeing, if there's any special things happening at the barista, any kind of academic
there's cake pops.
Ooh.
As we speak. There's cake
pops.
I think it's $2.49. Don't quote me.
Okay.
But somewhere around there, so relatively affordable.
I slept in this morning, so I couldn't go and get my coffee and my pastry, so I didn't know.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
What did they say? It's on the Monday. You can definitely get it tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Nice.
I have to be up for a 10 o'clock class. But,
awesome. That's
yeah.
Perfect morning for you.
Exactly. Yeah, no, go there, get the coffee and everything, come here, do a little bit of work, then head for class.
Yep.
Those are my days.
Schedule.
I know. But yeah, definitely keep up with what's happening there. If there's any special drinks, I know Brother X used to have his secret monk menu. I don't know if that's still going on.
I've never even heard of a secret monk menu.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he's going to continue that or if they're just doing any special kind of drinks or not. But we'll keep up with that. We'll see what academic events are happening, whether that's a CPET lecture or anything like that. Definitely stay tuned for all those. But with that, since we are now a few minutes in, it's already been like 12 minutes into this, we better get Colt and Jake in here. We'll talk with Jake, we'll talk with Colt, and go from there. So let's bring him in. All right, and joining us now here in the station is you would say ex-president, Alex, but
That's what I would say right now.
like to be more formal and say president emeritus, or just former president. The one, the only, the great, Jake Devlin here. Jake, welcome to WSVC.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on.
So, the torch has been passed.
Yes, it has.
You are no longer the president. I have to ask, even though it's only been a few weeks since the gavel ceremony and everything, how's retirement?
Retirement is not all that it's cut out to be.
No?
You're just saying that because the weather has been nice for you to get out onto the putting green yet, as ex-presidents do.
Sure, I mean, I need to work on my golf swing. I'm sure I'm pretty rusty in these times, so maybe the new president.
I believe Colt, the new president, is pretty good at golf.
Yeah,
I heard
he
some
might
rumors.
help me out there once the weather gets nice. But no, truth be told, the free time that you gain from not being president, it goes away pretty quickly. In terms of finishing up your last semester, I don't know if this is the case for a lot of students, but for me, I took on an internship for my spring semester. At a financial firm in Ligonier that I will be working at full-time.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. But that is taking up most of the time that would have previously been occupied.
It's kind of sad becoming an adult.
You could say that. Yeah, waking up every day, having to wear a suit isn't necessarily a joy. I don't know if you would agree with that,
maximizing the shareholder value.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
But no, it comes quickly, but truth be told, the job I'm working right now, I truthfully really enjoy it. I feel very fulfilled with it, and it's nice knowing that I can go into the office every day and I don't dread it. So I feel like, I don't know if it means I've won at life, but it's definitely a victory.
It's a start. Right? It's a first step.
It's a first step.
Yeah. Now, with it being a few weeks since, are you missing the Senate and everything yet?
I mean, it hasn't really...
It hasn't been too long yet.
Because, for one, there hasn't been a meeting yet, and there probably won't be for a couple of weeks as the board coordinates and decides what their policy is going to be in the coming year. So I haven't missed anything yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say if I really am missing it.
You're so very much involved.
In due time I will feel a little bit detached from it, feel a little sad about that. But truthfully, I'm just excited to see what Colt and his administration are able to do in the coming year. I think what they're bringing is a new frame of mind, a fresh frame of mind that is going to benefit both the students and the faculty.
Mm-hmm. See, I was telling Alex in the beginning intro part of Bearcat Buzz that I remember first coming into the Senate with you when you were a senator.
That's right.
I was first brought in as a House rep, or the rep for the building, and then switched over to senator. So I've been able to watch you grow throughout all the different roles you've played, because originally you were just a senator, served as academic chair, became the second ever vice president of the Senate, then treasurer, and then president. So you've held so many titles within the different administrations. And just having you there, knowing that there was always an ally, a friend, it's weird. And it'll be interesting. I mean, loving Colt being a member here and getting to know him, it will be great having another ally, but it will be weird not having the great Jake Devlin. Or
he's been around for so long.
Exactly. He's a staple.
How do you say goodbye?
You're a staple of SGA. We can't have that staple come out.
Well, the beautiful thing about the student government is that as much as I may have been a staple, staples are removable. And the idea is that whoever is in charge, whoever is running things, you're going to have great ideas facilitated. You're going to continue to make progress on this campus. So truthfully, it's a testament to the fact that we can have a peaceful transfer of power. We can have great ideas continue to emerge from the student government. And as much as you may miss my presence in the student government, it moves on and it will work just as well as it ever has.
What a beautiful response.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This man is media trained.
And I'm going to say
this, a beautiful president.
We did not give him any heads up on these questions. So no. He's speaking off the cuff. Like, this was not prepped. So it's almost lyrical, Alex.
It really is.
What do you think?
To tears.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be like the top 2 or 3 things that you will miss from being a member of the Senate in general, or being president? I know what the top one should be, or you are going to say, but I'm curious to know what the top things you'll miss are.
Well, first and foremost, I will definitely miss the people. I will miss the senators. I will miss my executive board. We are all still remaining very close, and we get to enjoy having conversations that don't pertain to maybe the food in the cafeteria or whether or not FMO salted the paths as well. But truthfully, I will miss the camaraderie of that job, of getting to do it with some amazing people, and just enjoying every day of that. Second, I will miss sort of the purpose that came with the job. It was an honor, sort of, getting to represent other students. There's nothing more fulfilling than knowing that you were doing good work. You were doing a public service for those who may need it, require it, or simply just want it. So,
and based off that, is there any advice you have for Colt coming in?
If there's any advice I can give to Colt, I actually was...
I'm sure you just had this conversation with him.
Just came from giving him a little crash course on...
He'll probably even tell us
things that
probably.
he should do, but truthfully, what I would say, the main thing is patience. While you feel like a year isn't going to go by that quickly, I can promise you it does. But that being said, that doesn't mean that there's going to be, challenges within that time frame. You want to get a lot of stuff done. But truth be told, the larger purpose as to why we do this isn't necessarily to always finish jobs, but to start them for others so that they can come along, water those seeds, and then grow them into trees.
This is a very lyrical kind of
interview.
It really is. Wow.
But, I can speak from experience. There were ideas that had been floated from previous administrations, at least the last 2 that I was a part of, that I ended up taking on in my final term as president, and finishing those ideas from long ago, from when we first started talking about them, in my sophomore or freshman year, and following up on those things. But there will be pushback, there will be resistance to things, not necessarily because we just don't want to see the goals come to fruition. I'm not pointing any fingers in any direction, but sometimes there's just complications. There's things that will get put in your way that you didn't expect. So the best thing that I can say is never really stress about that, never really throw your hands up and give up. But if somebody tells you no, the first thing that you should do is ask, well, why? And usually from that answer, you may be able to find some common ground. You may be able to find a place where you can concede some things, but also they can concede some things, and that you can make great compromises that benefit both the students and faculty.
Yeah, that's great. And definitely one thing that I know, and anybody else who has seen the work of you and your administration during their time in the Senate was, and nothing against any of the former presidents who I've known or ones even before. I know that there have definitely possibly been some. And again, nothing to like Rob or Andrew or Olivia or anybody, but I can say that you are probably the most active president in getting so much done during your time that I've at least known during these 4 years. All the different beautifications that you've done to campus, from the Carey Lounge to the fire pit. I know you started, and you can tell me if this has actually come through or if this will be something under Colt. The new chairs and everything outside around Carey or over by the fire pit that we were talking about, like the picnic tables and stuff. But doing all that kind of stuff, really, you've done a whole lot in just that 1 year as president. So commendable to you. You were also talking about the challenges. I think that we can say, and Colt can definitely try and deny this, that probably the biggest challenge is having his girlfriend as his vice president. I mean, out of all the challenges, that's probably going to be the big one there. She's going to put the hammer to him.
Well, I mean, I can't say that I ever dated anybody on my executive board.
No.
I think the case remains the same as it did for him.
They work well together.
You are working with 4 women on your board. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but
I grew up with 3 sisters.
If I could give any advice to Colt, it is that you cannot be afraid to be wrong in certain situations.
You'll never be right.
You are in 4, essentially the way I described it in the gavel ceremony, if you remember, is you are in 4 marriages at the same time. And for him, one more than the other 3. The one's really outside of the office, but 3 are within the office.
Yeah.
So you just have to learn to balance that, to really listen to what their concerns are, what their ideas are, and to just be patient with that. The key is just to lead them in the right direction. And if they ever are stressed out about something, nothing works good unless there's a steady hand present. So get your anxieties out of the way, Colt, before you go into the office, and then be the leader that they need them to be. I can say this, a year is short, but it's also longer than you think when it comes to dealing with a lot of this stuff. So don't be afraid to take it day by day. And if there's issues, you can let them rest for a day and come back to it with a fresh mind the next day.
I think that is some beautiful advice.
Except the one issue is, unless it's losing the credit card on the other side of the state.
Things happen.
I mean, yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah, no.
Things happen. Things
you can pass it. You
move
on.
No comment.
Now, I did ask earlier about the things you'll miss, and I mean, very poetic and everything, but you did not say what I thought you were going to say as the top thing that you would miss.
What's that?
Aiden, with his famous phrase that he said in every single meeting. Join intramurals.
Sure. Well, if we have the opportunity to use this platform, then I would say join intramurals. I'm sure Aiden would want me to say that. But no, I mean, Aiden was always a joy in those meetings. He brought a great energy to things. And
you loved that part. I mean, that was the hype of each meeting.
Oh, absolutely.
It was the one thing you looked forward to, I think, every single Sunday.
I mean, there are 3 things in life. There are death, there are taxes, and Aiden will say, join intramurals. I mean, how could I not love that?
Absolutely. No, that's great. And definitely promoting intramurals. I know in the past you were very involved in so many other clubs. Are you planning to still be involved, like get back with the fitness club or anything like that? Or are you just kind of, I mean, you did say you have this internship and you're going to be busy with your senior year with fall, or spring semester, but you guys go back to any of that stuff and get back involved?
You see, my hope with that is that I could offer maybe words of advice, maybe some sort of advising if anyone would ever need that. But truth be told, I've put in a lot of work, a lot of service to this place in the last 3 years, and truthfully now I want to let other people take the reins of different aspects of campus, and I just want to enjoy what they do. So, yes, I'll be involved with clubs, but you'll just see me.
You're going to be in the shadows.
You're going to take a step back and just...
Yeah. He's going to finally enjoy retirement.
Mm-hmm.
You keep saying that it's retirement. That's really...
It's the retirement from the Senate. It's the retirement from the Senate,
sure.
Yeah. But with that, and I am going to say it one more time, we are going to let you go and enjoy the retirement from the Senate. I know I said this in the final meeting, and I mean this to everybody from Sabine, Jules, Madison, Diana, and you as well. You know, thank you guys for the amazing year of you guys all being in the board. I know there were a few of you that have been around now for 2 years on one board or another. But definitely thank you guys for all the service, everything that you've done for the campus and for the students. I seriously mean this wholeheartedly, that I don't think we would be the same if we didn't have the year of the Devlin presidency.
Well, I appreciate that. But truthfully, it's not just all about me. And I mean, you mentioned Jules, you mentioned Madison, Diana, and Sabine, and I would be remiss if I didn't applaud them for all of their accomplishments and thank them for the work that they did with me behind the scenes. As much as you want to say that, like, I did a good job, I would not have done anywhere near as well without any of them, without their guidance, without their presence in that office. They kept me grounded, they kept me honest, and they reminded me when I was wrong. But I wasn't wrong about the chicken tenders. I will
you were not.
remain honest about that.
I will agree with you on that one.
But. Yes, but yeah, I just I can't say anything but positive sentiment about those four. They were my rock. They made this year what it was supposed to be, and I am eternally grateful for them. And I would have really felt remiss if I didn't mention that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we thank you again for coming in, but since you are no longer the president and no longer have the luxuries that come with it, we're kicking you out to make way for the new president.
That's how coming. I got a football playoff game to watch.
You got that? I know that you actually have a few other things that we were talking about earlier today that you got to get done, so definitely go do those. And thank you one more time, Jake.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so Alex being the muscle of Bearcat Buzz, as he flexes the muscle, has just thrown Jake out. I'm kidding. But now joining us is the newly elected, quote-unquote elected, and I'll get to that in a second.
Congratulations.
President of the Student Government Association, our very own lead sportscaster, Mr. Colt Easterling. Colt, I'm not even going to say welcome because
I've been here before.
Yeah, you've been here before.
I know this place.
I think you're here a lot.
Way more than anybody else.
I believe that you're
I was going to say.
Is that the show that you're on, Inside the Den?
Yeah.
And the Major Step. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
double trouble.
Yeah. On top of doing all the sportscasting for
I know, that's a
football
very busy schedule. Now with the presidency, this man's going to be everywhere on campus.
You know, it's weird already calling him Mr. President.
You got to show him respect where respect is due.
As I salute to him. But if I'm not wrong, besides for being a host, I think this is actually the first interview where you're the interviewee.
Yeah. No,
so I think this is kind of honor.
Is an interesting perspective.
I'm usually the one thinking of the questions. But
Exactly.
No longer.
Yeah, no.
Now you think of the answers.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely, as I started to say, you and actually your entire board were elected in a landslide. It's not even a landslide.
Unheard of landslide victory.
Absolutely.
In SGA.
It was 100% of the vote.
Yeah.
That I don't think
Never
has,
seen before.
at least not in my time, has that ever happened where the entire, the presidency, yes. Jake got 100% of the vote. He ran uncontested. But not an entire board. This is like the first time because none of you guys had any contenders.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty
That's just how good they are. That's how powerful
absolutely.
an SGA board.
I mean, we already knew that Colt had the power, and that this just proves it.
Yes.
So, as I said with Jake, the torch has been passed, and hopefully Colt doesn't burn himself with the fire from the top.
I don't plan on it.
But not many people know this, I do, from all my stuff with the SGA. This is kind of a position you didn't seek, if I am right.
Not at first, no, but I was given the opportunity very last minute to take it over, and I couldn't resist. So,
what drew you into this position, if I may ask?
Well,
Devlin.
Partially, yeah, definitely Devlin.
Him begging.
He did some sweet talking, but it definitely worked. That's for sure.
He was a very smooth talker, as we just witnessed.
Yeah, very poetic.
A lyrical genius.
The poems and then whatever he bribed him with.
No, he didn't bribe me with anything, but yeah, we'll keep that under wraps. But I'm very happy to take the position, whether I sought it out or not. I'm happy to be in the position now. I'm very happy that I made the decision to step forward and take the reins of SGA President. I'm really excited for whatever lies ahead of me. Only my first day back, so can't say I've done too much quite yet. But at the end of the semester, I'm sure I'll have some great things done for everybody.
Yeah, and as Jake said, you guys just got done meeting, so it's now kind of all official, where you've now, the gavel ceremony's taken place, you've had that kind of meeting where you'll now step in fully, so this is not just the first day back, but this is like the actual official first day of the Easterling presidency.
Yeah, sounds weird.
Wow. Easterling reign.
My last name and next to president sounds kind of weird, but yeah.
You made it.
Yeah.
I'm going to desensitize you from that. Anytime I see you, I'm just going to start saying President Easterling.
Hey, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
You can use it. You have a full year.
I have an idea, Alex. Just, I think that with our influence with this, I think that we should tell all of our listeners here at St. Vincent that if they see Colt around campus, they need to snap to attention and salute him.
I would love to see that happen.
You're welcome to, but I won't.
You won't salute back?
No. Well, no.
He should.
I won't.
He won't engage.
Yeah.
Just a sign of respect.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So definitely, even though it's only been day one, have you had time to meet with your full board yet?
No, not quite yet. We're meeting Wednesday, actually.
Okay.
I don't know. They don't know that yet, by the way. But we're made that decision like an hour ago. But we're meeting Wednesday just to discuss everything.
Put on the calendars if you're hearing this. But Wednesday,
you three, you know who you are.
So, and I had to ask that because I was going to originally ask if there had been any plans already decided on coming into this, what you were hoping to do as the full board, but I'm guessing that's still in the works until after this first meeting.
Still up in the air. I'm sure everyone had their own ideas come into their head over break or whatever it may be, but I'm sure everyone has some very good ideas that we'll be willing to put into action. I'm very excited.
Is there anything personally that you hope to achieve now as the president and in charge of the Senate throughout this year? Well, and by year, I'm not just talking about this semester, but all of 2025, because you will be back next semester as well as the president.
Correct.
So January to December, like the actual regular year.
Yeah.
The regular year.
Academic year.
Except I don't get to serve as long, unfortunately. I'm not 4 years, just one, but that's okay.
Hey, maybe next year you can win again.
We'll see. I don't know if that's...
Jay's a super senior.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping to accomplish, I mean, nothing huge comes to mind just off the top of my head. I mean, I was thinking about some ideas over break. Obviously, I have to run that by the board. I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep, obviously. But one thing I did mention in my acceptance speech, I guess I can call it last semester now, last semester, was that I really want to focus on the finer details of campus because, it's just the little things that may go unnoticed, but once you get a bunch of little things together, they become one big thing. So I think just putting all those together, it can make a really nice environment for students past, present, future.
We won't ask you on that
as well.
We won't ask you what those finer
the
details are. The vision's there without getting into the details, so we don't disrupt anything.
But it sounds like it's going to be a great. I can't even say semester. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah.
No,
it is.
2025 is going to be an excellent year for SGA. It sounds like.
And
safe hands.
And with your board, definitely coming from having the Devlin presidency with a great board, knowing all of you guys, I think that this is another great group that will continue on really doing good for St. Vincent.
I like to think so.
Yeah, no, definitely, especially as Jake said earlier, that you are pretty much now in 4 marriages, so you have a lot that...
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with the 4 marriages.
I'm up for any challenge.
Man, that's almost like Mormonism or something. But definitely, he won't ever be right about anything. So it's not even. I can't even. I know that you said the finer details, but that's really up to the rest of your board.
Hey,
they'll be the ones that say it's this or this.
I know they're
smart. They're very, very smart.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But I know they'd all be more than willing to tackle any challenge that either that they bring up for me or I bring up for them. Well, I know that we'll work together very well.
Yeah. And definitely knowing you, and I almost didn't mention, and definitely will, that we actually have another member of WSVC who is now on the executive board, Jolie Peterson, who is under your staff of sportscasting. So she'll be taking on the role of secretary. Yeah. So that will be great to see.
Yeah.
Now, I am curious. No one who is outside of the Senate knows this. This was something that happened under the previous administration. But this is my big question. Will the little pink bow stay on the gavel?
Yeah, it's going to stay.
Yes! Yes!
Well, I have to order my gavel first.
Oh, it's a personal gavel.
First order of business. So
yeah. Does Jake get to keep his?
Yeah.
I did not know that, actually.
Can you buy the biggest one possible?
I can buy a huge
comically
one.
large.
Yeah, comically large.
You know what? I have a gavel. It's big. It's not comically big, but I got one.
We're looking for comically here.
Yeah.
Then he needs like one of those balloon blow-up hammer things.
Yeah, that could work.
Any gavel-shaped item.
Yeah, and it's got to make like the squeaky noise thing.
That'd be funny, like a clown one.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad to hear. See, I didn't know that the gavel switched. I thought
I did not either. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. I've been part of the Senate now. This is my 4th year, and I thought that it was always the same gavel. So,
insider info.
Wow. Because I know that
presidential secret.
Well, if my own wood. I don't know if that's true.
If you do, I highly suggest a black cherry wood. It's very, very good.
Yeah. I keep it in mind. Keep it in mind.
Yeah, I come from the black cherry capital of the world, and it's a very good wood for any kind of thing. So definitely, yeah, good. So there's a lot that I can't ask just because.
I think we're gonna do a recap at the end.
We're going to just because he hasn't gotten anything going. Yeah, I'm going to be hounding him in these Senate meetings, but it's, I'm guessing that you are very excited to take over for the Senate meetings, be with the full Senate.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait. I mean, there probably won't be a meeting this Sunday, but next one for sure.
All right. I'm trying to think. Do you have any other questions? Well,
as for now, I don't think so. I'm
blanking here
for us this semester.
Yeah, just because we've kind of gone over and he's given a little bit.
Let's give a little sneak peek. I think it's going to be a good semester.
It's a sneak peek, definitely. And now, this is one thing that I'm now disappointed with. He's straight to the point, which I love, but it's not poetic.
He hasn't got there yet.
Yeah,
hints of it.
It'll come with the wisdom.
Yeah, it comes with the presidency.
Yeah.
You learn how to do it.
Exactly.
Here's actually one thing I am curious. What has been, like, the biggest thing you've been nervous about to take on this role? Like, is that your means going in with Father Paul and Dr. Mallory, the head honchos of campus, or?
No, that's a good question, actually. I'm glad you asked that. I'm not, to be honest, I know this may sound strange to some, but I'm not really too worried with meeting administration. I'm more, I wouldn't say I'm worried, but just a little nervous about just finding my place, like where to start. I know once I get the ball rolling, have some meetings under my belt, they'll be smooth sailing, but it is kind of difficult with all this information being thrown at you just to find a starting place. But once I find that, I think I'll be good to go.
Yeah. And definitely this is kind of a follow-up with something I asked earlier. We've asked what we should expect from you, but as now the president, what do you expect coming from your board and your campus as the president now?
Another good question. I just hope that they support me at any way that they can, whether that's just being active listeners or taking advice to heart, giving me constructive criticism, giving me advice that I may not know that I need to have. Just anything that could be helpful to me. I know that there's a lot of people in SGA that have been in higher positions than I have been. I haven't done I've never been a committee chair. I've never been a lower position on the executive board. So I know there's a lot of wisdom out there that could certainly help me, and I appreciate any comments that I'm going to feed me during my term as president.
Yeah, and you just answered another question that I was going to ask about, because I couldn't remember if you had been a committee chair or not. So this is kind of different, as in the past few administrations, we've always had people who were in an executive board rise up to the next position, or they were committee chair or something. So definitely this will be interesting from a regular member. Were you ever like a executive board for your class?
I was executive board for my class, yes.
What role did you hold for that?
I was the vice president.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to step up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much broader picture now.
He was willing to go from vice president of his class to vice president of the Senate.
Well, that's pretty good.
But then, he got a better offer there.
He did.
Yeah.
And I think we keep repeating it, but I think it's going to be a great semester. I'm very excited to see what you can bring to the table for us here at St. Vincent.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I think that's pretty much your new...
my catchphrase.
Yeah, that's your catchphrase for this year. It's going to be a good year.
It's going to be a great year here.
Absolutely. No, I mean, that's almost going to be as iconic as Jacob Bacas's red beanie in my other show, Unearthing the Unknown.
Am I the new Beanie Boy?
No.
I can never.
You got to keep those curls short.
I can never be the Beanie Boy.
No, I mean, you couldn't do that. I mean, it's almost as much of a staple, though, with Jake with his beanie as it is with Colt and his ball caps. Especially
and his luscious locks. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
What conditioner do you use? Please tell us.
This buzz is not what we are.
I'm sorry, we're getting a little off camera here.
Yeah, that's more insider buzz.
Okay, that'll be off camera.
Absolutely. But no, even though we didn't have as much, I am really excited.
We still got a lot of information out of you. For as little as you do know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like air quotes, as little as you do know,
For your first
day. First day on the job, you're way ahead of the game here.
Yeah. No, and definitely, as I said earlier, and I will say again, I'm very excited as a member of the Senate to see where you take it. Definitely think that it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful semester, and then even next semester after I'm gone, or if I'm here as a graduate student, I'm not in the Senate anymore. I think that will be very interesting to watch, where you take everything. I'm excited to see what new events or capital projects you have. You have some big shoes to fill from this, so it will be very, very neat. We wish you the best.
Bestest of luck for this great year here at St. Vincent.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you two again soon.
Most likely.
Throughout the semester.
Yeah, you'll be seeing me probably tomorrow.
Yeah, and I live next to Alex. So.
Exactly. Absolutely. No, but I know you do have a lot more that you have to get done today. You have to prepare for your recording of Inside the Den and Major Step.
Yeah.
So this is the one and only time that I am going to talk down to the president for being in a high position. Colt, get to work. But definitely, we look forward to it. Congratulations on the election to you and the rest of your board.
Thank you.
Good luck with the school year. Since you are the new president, I should probably have you end with this. Any special message to the campus on the first day back?
Study hard.
Yeah, study hard, go to class.
Go to the use the library facilities.
Yeah. Call your mother, she's very worried.
Yeah. SGA office is open, and my emails are open. If you have any questions.
DMs are open.
And see, I like that he mentioned the office, because I think that's one thing a lot of people forget is that the office hours are there for people to come in.
And there's always somebody in there.
Yeah. Or that the Senate meetings are on Sundays at 8:15. Anybody can come to voice whatever their opinion. Yeah, so definitely.
I'm coming to yell at the president. I'm going to voice
Please
my...
do.
I'm going to yell at you. Scream at you.
Can we impeach him?
We
Come
could.
on,
Ooh,
no.
we can't. Guys, let me enjoy it.
Let him have an early retirement. I'm kidding.
True.
But no, with that, thank you, Colt. We will let you go to getting all of your work for your other shows or whatever it is that a Colt Easterling does when he's not president. Do. Any other last words or anything before you walk out here?
Not much else to say.
It's going to be a great year.
Thank you. I took the words out of my mouth.
I mean, yeah, you did. But no, like, advertising your shows? I was expecting you would at least say that or something.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check out Inside the Den podcast with myself and Andrew Lefusky, along with the Major Step. Inside the Den every Monday, Major Step every Friday, and
you're talking about the recording days, my friend.
Yeah. Major Step goes out on Saturday, and then Inside the Den is on Tuesday. So yeah.
So the night information comes out.
Oh, and also listen to the live stream on Wednesday night. Men's basketball.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that.
Well, now it's mentioned.
Yeah. Well, he'll mention it again in Tuesdays because that's more of his. But we usually mention
sport thing.
We usually mention very briefly the sports here for Bearcat Buzz. But yeah, definitely you'll be on for the live versus Chatham. That'll be a neat game, and definitely WSVC will not be unknown for your voice as it already has been for the previous semester. But all right, thank you, Colt.
No problem.
All right, and a big special thank you to President
Colt Easterling.
Yeah, President. It's weird saying President Easterling now because I've been so used to
different.
And saying President Emeritus Devlin. It just doesn't work. I mean, Jake has been so involved for the longest time. But special thanks to the two of them. Alex, it's great to have you here with
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great season.
I'm really excited.
Talking about.
When we were looking for who would be great to take over, I said right away, we got to get Alex. Just because you are always so pumped.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, you're ready for this. And you know how the events are going because of your involvement with APB, and you've kind of come out of the shell this year from...
I actually got more involved this past semester with APB and everything like that, so that's exciting.
Yeah, so having you with APB and campus life and everything else you do, everything that I'm doing, especially now with the radio, definitely I think that we're going to have a great year with Bearcat Buzz.
I just think in general, this semester in general, especially with the 100th year celebration, everything is just going to be...
But I think that you and I are kind of like the two of the perfect people, just because we always know what's happening.
Yeah,
one of us will
we're on top of everything.
Exactly.
We know what's happening around campus, and that's what we're going to do for you guys. We're going to keep you up to date.
Exactly. And definitely we will be keeping up to date with President Easterling and what he will do with the Senate. I'm
excited to see what
I'm excited for the first Senate meeting with him. Being a senator, I will be very excited to start off our meetings with him and his new board. But with that, we've already spent enough time between talking at the beginning with your introduction and talking about some of the events and these interviews that this comes to the end of the episode. So, guys, thanks for listening in. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will keep you guys up. Be back next week with more buzz from around St. Vincent College campus.
See you guys next week.